Hi everyone, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for joining me today on my live webinar. Thank you so much for taking time to come and listen to me. Um, I have been through an amazing growth of my businesses and also personally. I feel so privileged now to be mentoring people, and there's actual advice coming out of my mouth and people are wanting to listen to it, and I feel truly privileged that if I'm able to even help one person, then my job is done. But it's completely unfolded to a whole new level, and my mentor program has exploded, and that's why I'm here today doing this amazing free webinar. So a huge thank you from me to you for coming here today and listening to this. So, I've been asked various questions over the last 12 months. Some people have been asking me, what did you do over the last 12 months differently than other people did? Well, I stayed focused. I stayed positive because it was a choice. I could have bought in all the chaos and madness that was breaking people's hearts, and that's just part of what the masses do. But I chose a completely different path. I chose to stay positive and focused, to put messages of positivity out on group chats to all my friends, staff, and colleagues. So we had a completely different mindset going through COVID. And I also decided to write a book, and my book Fearless has become now a world success story, which is selling globally. And I feel so privileged to have had conversations with people from Miami, New York, Canada, on how much my book has helped them, and as close to home as Belfast too, where people are giving huge support. So thank you for everybody for doing that. So today is based on topics that will certainly help people, and that's what I'm here to do today. I'm actually here to help other people. I want to give you some feedback on how I live my life. So we'll have some questions here and topics. People have been asked about gratitude. So what is there to be grateful for? Well, what is there not to be grateful for? Every morning when I wake up and my 2 feet hit the ground, it's a massive thing for me. I feel grateful waking up in the mornings and just being alive, for starters. Walking downstairs into a beautiful home, having food in the fridge, or the birds and the bees, plants and trees, sunsets, sunrises, my car at the house, my family, having a pen and paper, being able to write my gratitude, having amazing staff, still having a business that's open. Although we're not breaking records, we're still open, and that in itself to me is just something massively to be grateful for. I feel truly blessed. I also feel truly blessed for my sobriety and being on that journey. So to say I have a list the length of my arm of things to be grateful for is an understatement. I live every single moment of the day with gratitude in my heart. And I also sometimes really like sprinkling gold dust on people by simply walking up and saying to somebody in an airport, excuse me, are you in charge of security? And the person in charge of security in the airport would say yes. But sometimes they speak back to you with an attitude because they're used to somebody complaining. And I'll just say, I travel through this airport every week. I would just like to say a massive thank you to you and your staff, and I sprinkle gold dust on people and say thank you. Old core values that people are forgetting now are the best in the world and cost nothing. So it's so important to remember that as you walk through life, be grateful, but tell other people how grateful you are for them in your life, or for something that a stranger has just done for you, or a person that's in the street that you've walked past. Like I walked past a guy the other day in London and he was wearing a suit and he looked incredible. And I just said, mate, you are looking sharp today. And he was over the moon. Why would I not say that to that person? Why would I not? The other thing is, how do you manifest things? Well, like anything in life, you can manifest anything you want, whether it's positive or negative. It's really what you depend on putting your thoughts into. The other day, I woke up, had a fantastic morning. I got up at 4 a.m. I did my mantra. I wrote the type of person that I am and I primed myself. I wrote my gratitude for everything that I'm grateful for. I did my goal statements, which are my life. And then I done a double training session in the gym. So that's all great. But at 8:05 that morning, I came under attack. Yes, me, I came under attack. I'm just a normal human being like everybody else, even though I eat, sleep and breathe this. And at 8:05, I felt self-doubt and anxiety hit kicking in, and I just wasn't going to let it last. and it maybe lasted 90 seconds to 2 minutes, and I just told it to leave my thought process. Now, I am very lucky to have an awareness level now where I can feel it slipping in. That thought slipping in could end up taking over my entire day, but I choose not to let it. That thought is not paying rent in my life. It shouldn't belong in my head. It doesn't belong, so I ask it to leave. I use my head like a pinball machine, and when a negative thought comes in, I flick it out because it's not welcome. But you can equally feed that thought, and the drama and chaos of that one thought can consume your whole day. I don't let it consume my day. I choose not to. And it's about making healthy decisions and starting to train your layers of thought to become self-aware. You don't wake up that person one day that just has this, but the sooner you jump on this train and start realizing self-doubt and anxiety are an option in life. You know, I've just been asked a question by somebody here, how do you deal with anxiety? I believe I'm very lucky to be at a stage now in my life where I feel anxiety as growth. When I feel under attack from anxiety, I realise I'm about to do something that I'm not used to doing, and I'm about to go to another level. So I embrace anxiety because I know it's growth time. If I have nerves, it's because I'm about to do something that I haven't done before, and I realise it's time to grow. So I spin it on its back and I celebrate the feeling of anxiety because it's game time and it's time for me to grow and go to another level. You can really feed your thoughts with anything in life. You can be the most positive and happy person in the world, or you can even live in a dark world. That choice is yours. It's all down to a healthy choice. Have some other amazing quotes here and questions from people. As a leading businessman and mentor, do you suffer from self-doubt? Well, I think I've just covered that slightly. Yes, I do sometimes, and it will come at me, but I choose not to let it live inside my body and head because I know my worth as a person, so I ask it to leave. So that's definitely that question answered. Tom, how do you manage your diary as a multiple business owner? Well, it's quite simple. I close my eyes and I see my life as different bonfires in my head. The bonfires all have to burn equally, and I have 10 businesses that run very successfully, and I also have an amazing relationship with my wife and kids. So when I close my eyes and I visualize the bonfires, if I notice any of the bonfires going down slightly, I will add wood to the fire, I'll add petrol to the fire to make sure every single thing is burning equally. And then when I close my eyes and see that there's equal effort being put into all of these, then I can keep pushing on and make sure that my wife's love tank is full and she feels appreciated and loved. My kids know that they're adored by their dad, and my businesses are completely booming by putting huge, massive effort into them and making sure all of them are burning equally. So that's how I manage my diary. I put the same effort into everything that I do, and that's why it's successful. What daily routine do you put in place to go from being average to extraordinary? So I don't think I'm extraordinary at all. I just think I'm a normal guy from Belfast who practices daily rituals. The biggest thing for me is consistency. Every day I will get up. I now start my day at 4 a.m. and that's a whole thing for me. You know, I didn't used to do that, but I've built myself up to that. So I start at 4 a.m. By 10 past 4, I'll have had a double or triple espresso. I'm wide awake and I'm appreciating being alive. Whether it's a rainy day or a sunny day, it's game time for me. So I will write my mantra of the person that I am. I will then write 2 or 3 pages of gratitude for the food in my fridge, for the beautiful roof above my head in the home that I live, for my car in the driveway, for all my amazing customers and staff, for my family, for my health. The list is endless. And then it's goal time. And I will write my goals. Some of them will be for a win that day. Others will be for 6 months or 2 years' time. But every goal I write, everything I write becomes a reality. Because when I write my goals, I not only just write them, but I play a movie in my head and I visualize myself writing these goals. One example of that would be I had written for a year that I was going to be Grant Cardone, the American billionaire's business partner. I had wrote those goals every day and I had seen myself sitting in Miami with sweat running down my back from doing a gym session in Miami, from having breakfast with Grant and his wife, from acknowledging Grant in a conversation and looking at him and speaking to his wife Elena. And as I spoke to Grant, I'm eating Greek yogurt and blueberries, and I can taste those blueberries. Now, I visualise myself going through that whole movie as I'm writing my goals, and they keep turning up. And that's the secret in my mentoring program. I'm teaching people from day one the secrets of what exists in life that some people don't want to tell them. This exists for everybody. I'm helping people in my mentoring program and giving them a 26-week program, a universal toolbox that they can use the rest of their life. You know, life is just like going to McDonald's. The universe is just the same. When you place that order for everything you want in life, it comes. If you place an order for a Big Mac at McDonald's, believe me, the Big Mac will always come. But it's the same with the universe. When you put an order out there, it will come to you. The universe will always deliver. It has done for thousands of years. It will always do. It's unbreakable. It doesn't know any better than to give you what you wish. The only thing that ever holds you back is yourself. It's the self-doubt. It's the non-belief that slows the process up. And a few years ago, my wife had said to me when she seen a look on my face, "What's wrong?" And I was self-doubting myself, because yes, I do too. I don't anymore. She says, "Trust the process." And since then, I will always trust the process, because it always works. You know, I just also feel so privileged that I'm actually doing this today. So I just want to say that to everybody. Thank you very much for listening to me. It will always resonate with me how grateful I am just to be sitting even doing this. So thank you. How have you found dealing with the global pandemic, and what have you done different? So for me as a hospitality business owner, along with multiple other businesses like construction, it was quite devastating for us. But I decided to do something completely different. I decided to deal with this and the global pandemic with complete and utter positivity. On a daily basis, I was emitting levels of frequencies out of huge positivity to my staff and friends and family. So my mindset was in a really good place. My business has lost at least £2 million within the first 2 or 3 weeks. And as other people ran to the hills, I decided to batten down the hatches and make good clinical business decisions so I could keep moving on. Since then, the whole way through the global pandemic, our business has got stronger. We took massive action, and instead of making 500 sales calls in a week, we made 2,000 sales calls in a week and called all essential industries and essential businesses and key workers and government bodies that our business not only was busy, but we started getting fully booked again, because we took 10x effort, and with 10x effort you always win. Since then, our business has been able to expand, and like I've said on LinkedIn 1,000 times, our expansion continues. So I definitely wasn't going to let a global pandemic beat me. The situation was either going to control me or I was going to control it. So I decided to control it. And a year ago, last week, I decided also to write a book. So on the 27th of March in 2020, I decided to write my book, Fearless, which has been a global hit. So since then, that book gave me the fundamental foundations during that year to do something completely different also, and to stay focused. I knew it was going to be the most horrific trading pattern from businesses from the Second World War. So I decided to do something so positive, and I wrote a book. And my book, the whole element of writing it was, if I thought that book was going to help one person, then my job was done. And I feel truly blessed, because it's helped more than one person. It's helped thousands of people and continues to. The book has now become a global success, and I just feel so privileged that that's happened. So that's the type of things that I was doing during a global pandemic. I made healthy choices. If self-doubt came in and wanted to attack me, I asked it to leave my brain. It wasn't welcome, and I continue to. Other things that I've been asked: overcoming self-doubt. Yeah, we've discussed that. Motivation and business growth. So I think the biggest motivation for me is myself. I self-motivate myself. You know, I see the bigger picture. I live in a world where visualization is a huge thing for me. I will always visualize stuff. Even if it's going for a serious business meeting, I will have that visualization going on in my head. So I'm meeting the CEO of a new hedge fund. who I want to build enough to do a business deal. And I will go through the process in my head before I meet that person. I will see myself getting the yes. I will begin into that meeting with surety in my heart that I've got that deal, with seeing myself shaking the hand of the person. But how can you tell what the person looks like even before you go to the meeting? Use social media, look the person up, go on to LinkedIn, check out who he is or who she is. Visualize yourself getting that yes to seal yet another big deal. And don't let your mind ever buy into chaos. Buy into positivity and success, and buy into the word yes, that you've got your deal. Now, you can use that in all elements of life. You can use it to make, to have fun too. But visualization is a massive thing for me, as well as manifestation. Another huge thing for me is the law of attraction. I totally believe in it in a huge way. Anything I want becomes mine. As soon as I start putting my thoughts into things and have massive laser focus, everything that I could ever wish for keeps turning up. And that also works for you. But you need to believe. And that's the thing. So many people will sit on the tip of a point in life. But let me tell you, if you can hand your life over and trust the process, you will definitely live the life of your wildest dreams. This isn't a fairy tale. I'm a normal guy from Belfast and I am smashing it. But I'm smashing it for a reason. Because I truly believe in the process. I believe in the universe. If this isn't hocus pocus, this is the truth. And believe me, it works. Just reading the last question, and it's commonly asked of me, Tom, how did you become this person? The bottom line is I did not wake up this person. I have made mistakes like everybody else along the way. I am a true mentor that runs multiple businesses very successfully. So from a mentoring point of view, when I'm giving you advice, it comes from my heart and soul, but it also comes from a guy and a man who has made mistakes in life. So when I'm giving advice, it's based on the facts. Not that I'm a genius, but on a guy that has stumbled along the way but learned from his mistakes. And there's a massive difference from that. And it's about learning as you go on. It's about doing what Tony Robbins said, raise your standards on a daily basis. It's so important to keep evolving on a daily basis. And I'm just the type of guy in a gym, even if it's 5 more reps or 2 more push-ups or 10 more pull-ups, it's whatever it takes on a daily basis to raise my standards. Whether it's answering an email faster or doing something, it's so important to raise your standards on a daily basis, because I was not built this person, I made this person. But it came through hard grit and consistency and love and sweat and sometimes tears to get here. But now it's my time to shine. But it comes with the hustle every day. I will work like I'm penniless. I will chase deals like my life depends on it. And why? Because my life does depend on it. Because the more successful I become, the better my life gets. And I don't forget that. I am so grateful for everything. I'm so grateful for the £50 deal, or the £500,000 deal, or the £2 million deal, or I'm grateful for the ability to be able to be a charitable man and give money away. It all matters to me. So I simply did not build this person. I have made him, and it's been a brilliant journey, and I've learned along the way. And that's why I feel truly privileged now to be a mentor, and I have one-to-one clients. I am so privileged to have found a brand new friend, Molly McCann Pearson from UFC. I'm her mindset coach, and that's all great. But this girl has now become my lifetime friend. We have just clicked. So the mentoring program is also giving me amazing things, as well as me being able to advise and help other people. There's so much on this journey. There's always something to be grateful for, and it's always there, even in the darkest of shadows. If you look hard enough, you will see something to be grateful for. So just to close this, I feel so grateful for being able to talk to you guys today. If everybody's enjoyed this, I will definitely do them more often. So I just want to say a huge thank you from me to you. My mentoring program is completely available for everyone. Please reach out to my team and send them a message, and we will definitely reply back to you. So my name's Tom Smyth, the entrepreneur and mentor. Thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.